thought she was joking. In the background. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ralph. I'll be leading class this morning. Sentimentality, thinking it is 7, am I right? Disagree? It's one of my favourite thinking areas in the sense of that one of the biggest revelations that I got concerning sentimentality, or even concerning our first step in recovery, denial, was based on the sentimentality thinking area. Let me start off by asking this question. Every one of us have someone we love. Some of us have children. A lot of us have children. Okay. A lot of us have mothers or fathers that, if anybody, or brothers. I mean, I've got a brother that me and brother can get each other's faces, but let someone say something about him, then I'm in their face. Many times, my brother, for example, would always not stand up for me, but he had a habit of coming to visit me at a club or coming to visit me wherever. And obviously, you've got someone maybe staring at me in the background or checking me out. And I see my brother getting into an argument with him, and I say, "My brother, what are you doing?" He said, "No, they were checking you out. They were looking at you." I think, "Brad, like, get out." I chase him away. I said, "Go somewhere," you know. And then I go to the guy and I say to the guy, "Listen, man, I'm sorry about my bit. I apologize. It's a bit drunk, protective." He says, "Yeah, I'll take your bit before I give him my hiding." And then I go. And I thought, he goes. Then I start fighting with him. I said, "Listen, I throw them out instead." So, why I'm bringing this up as examples because me and my brother have been in a fight or two, verbally as well as physically. At the same time, I was a father figure to my bit. And I know that I've introduced him to most of the things he does today. So despite the way I love him or stand up for him, etc., if I loved him the way I should have, then I wouldn't have allowed him into his life. To strengthen my case, many times I've tried to send him home, or I've tried to block him from coming, and then he ends up there. Then I said, "Go home to your family," and he doesn't go home to his family, etc. But the revelation wasn't so much concerning my book. It was years ago in Carolina Farm. Some of you might have heard of Carolina Farm. It was the first farm before we moved over this. Carolina Farm is about 15 kilometers away from here. And I obviously ended up at the centre. And I remember sitting on the cement block where we used to play football. No one knows Carolina. Cali. In the cement block, we used to play football on the cement block. And so the basketball thing was very nice. I remember sitting there, I was thinking about denial and what denial was about. And denial is a very strong thing. I mean, denial is something you work through day in and day out. You have to, it's something that can come at you. No matter if you're sober thinking person or a drug user, denial is a very big thing. It's a big thing. Denial prevents you from growing. If you're in denial anyway, it will prevent you from growing. And you know, when it says there, when you're right there, "I love my kids, and I love my mother, and I love my girlfriend, I love my wife," and you say all these things, and you know, we're sitting in here, we're sitting here. Now, this is where my revelation, epiphany came, and some of you might have seen my sons. At that time, they were 6 months or something. "Yes, man, I love my kids, man. I really love them so much." And in that moment, I realized I was in denial. Now, I like that statement from me. Those of you who know me, you think I love my kids? I love them very much, sure. Don't say. But I realized in that moment that it was sentimentality. Because if I really loved them, I would have put myself in a position when I ended up in here. Just sentimentality, it's a feeling, it's an emotion. My love for them must be a doing. It must be an action. Me saying I love them, but I'm using their food money for meth or whatever my drug choice is. I mean, it's madness. You're in denial. And the thing is, because we have this feeling, because we have this feeling towards our loved ones and our families that we think now we love them, but then our actions say something completely different. Now, but in the data, it's our feelings versus action, sentimentality. It's feelings versus action. Because we fall in love. Many of us have been in relationships, and some of us are sitting here today, we're missing our boyfriends or our girlfriends or our loved ones. But then ask yourself the truth about the relationship. How's the day-to-day runnings of your relationship? Destructive. A lot of our relationships have been very, very destructive. But yet, when our families come in, they try and break us up and say we mustn't be with that person anymore, and we hit the ditty. We turn on our loved ones, we turn on our family members, we turn on the people that are trying to prevent us from being together because of this immense feeling or this immense need to want to be with this person. At the end of the day, it's sentimentality. It's sentimentality. It's not the truth. The truth is, if you love someone, it's a doing word. It's not a feeling. It's not because you want to hang on each other. You know, you've seen those people on the street or around. You see them hanging off each other's lips. You can't get to talk to them. And you come in like a lady friend or a guy friend or whatever the situation. They come and greet you, and then the girlfriend that's next to you or the girl you're in love with now can't stand the girl that's talking to you, or vice versa. The guy can't stand you, and you see this love. You see, because you can't stay away from each other for longer than 24 hours. Oh, you must be in love. No, it's a feeling that can change. And I've mentioned this before in class. How many times have we been in love? Those who are honest with ourselves, we've been in love from a young age already. And then we think when we break up, we're never going to find something like that ever again. You ever think, never. No, you're like distraught. You're never going to find someone like that ever again. It is. And then a few years later you find, and you're in love all over again, and you're besotted, and this is what you want to be with, and you can't be without them, and then the relationship, you start pulling from each other what you can't give each other. Yeah? You start trying to take from each other what you can't give each other. See, if you're half a person, and I mean half a person, not like half, but if you're not complete inside yourself, if you're not complete without somebody, you will try and take that from the other. It's a bit not off the side, just go on to the relationship side of things. But going back to our families and our loved ones, our immediate family, is that we say we love our moms and that, but we steal from them. Okay? I know some of you are sitting there that have never done that. But I think majority of us, if I'm not mistaken, many of us have conquered or lied or manipulated to get cash out of the people we say we love. Okay? Or you borrow the DVD machine. I'm being diplomatic here. Borrow the DVD machine. Okay? You come back the next day and you say to your mother, look, Mom, I need to buy this thing back. You know? I need a petrol money for some nonsense. But we say we love them. I mean, I had a situation with the loved one where they like I said, they did someone in for over 100,000 for jewelry. I think it's quite a bit. You know, but I love you. But I love you. I've been guilty of doing those things. My friend, I love them, but then I go and disappear the whole day. Come back in the night, or come back the next day, or come back 2 days later. And we need to understand that we can't base what we feel for our loved ones based on the way we feel. We need to start realizing and understanding, that's the revelation for me, was that I need to change the way I felt about my kids and the way I felt about my family, and it needed to become action. So I understood those years ago, 2011, I understood that I needed to do this if I really love them. I need to make this change. If I really say I love those around me, I needed to make the change. Many of us are sitting here maybe and we need to get back and go and do this. That feeling, that desire is not enough for you to change your life. I had a young man who was here for quite a while, and I remember every now and again when something used to happen, he used to get very upset. He said he needs to go now because he needs to be there for his kid. And it always tend to happen when he was coming somewhere, getting somewhere. And one day I confronted him, I just said to him, that feeling you have, your kid missing you, that feeling it produces your kid, or your lover misses you, and the desire to be with him, is not enough to change your life. It's not enough. If it was enough, you would have changed by now. Because you felt that way many, many times. So we come into rehab, or we come and start changing our lives, we get this feeling and this desire, and then from that side there's an emotional pull. And then you go, but I need to go do this, I need to sort this thing out. That's sentimentality, and it's a thinking error, it's a thought that can change. Because we don't only learn this now. How many of you only learned now since you've been in rehab that your mom or your dad or your loved one doesn't want you to drug? You only learned now. You only discovered this epiphany now. Oh, welcome back, man. I was wondering. Welcome back. Put the camera on him so we can announce it. You only realize it now that your mom doesn't want you to steal your stuff and buy drugs. You only realize it now that your kid needs you. You only realize it now. When we come to rehab and we get this epiphany, this revelation, understand it's not an epiphany, it's not a revelation. We've always known this. It's never been enough. This thinking, this sentimentality is never enough to change your life. It's not enough. It's only action can change our lives. Only knowing that if I say I love you, calm. The Bible speaks about it. It's when it says, be blessed, you let the person walk away, but you don't give them a blanket, you don't give them something to eat. It's action. It tells us that love that you say you have for someone, there needs to be action. When you walk into your mommy's house and you're about to steal her jewelry, And you go, this is not right, man. Yes, being able to walk away from that, despite the way you feel, then you love her. If you're in a relationship and you realize you're not good for each other, you just realize what's bad. One of the others pulling the other. One moment your girlfriend or your whatever is pulling you to utilize a substance of choice. Sometimes you pulling to use a substance of choice, and you come to a place, you come to a relationship, understanding you guys are not good for each other. You know, and it's breaking that off and going, I love myself enough, and I love you enough to understand that we cannot be together anymore. Then it's love. Love is sometimes a tough choice to make. Yeah? I enjoy football. Some of you know that I enjoy football. Yeah? And I really enjoy it. And I enjoyed it so much many years ago that I had to fast football. I literally, in my Christian walk, I had to fast football. It was such a big thing for me. If those oaks lost, especially when they're on their prime, then I was the helling. My week was in its things. I used to play football 4 or 5 hours a day on like a Saturday or Sunday with my friends in that park. Which one said my girlfriend at the time thought I was messing around. She thought so because I was in that park playing so much football that she thought I must have a thing. I remember the one day playing in the park up the road from my house, and I hear my girlfriend at the time come out, she shouts to Andrew Ford and says to Andrew! And I hear, I'm about to take a corner. I remember saying, take a corner. And I hear, sorry Andrew, he's off there. Yes, Miss, I was about to kick the toe. It's fine, leave it. So she goes back inside. So she's taking it up for me, you know what I mean? So, what was I name with it? Wow, very exciting. I'm loving the sentimentality thing with football. So, I really enjoy football there, but I understand for me to be there, for people, I have to sacrifice things. I have to let go of things. And going back to the fast, I fasted football for about a month. But it wasn't about soccer, it wasn't about scores. And I knew, at that time, in the 1990s, I knew who was in the Leicester feeding football team. Who knows Leicester? Anybody know Leicester except when they won the Premier League? Was still Steve Guppy was still there. I knew who was in the football team. That's how obsessed I was with football. And I came to an understanding and realization I need to break that thing. What I'm trying to get at is that sometimes I watch football on the weekends. But I've got to come to a place where if my sons want to watch something, even if it's a big game, I can walk away from it. You understand? I know it's something, it's dear to me. But my sons are more important. My family is more important. You understand? It's action. It's not, oh, I love you, my boys, but shut up. I'm trying to watch the soccer. Keep quiet. Get up, Michelle, go, take them with that. I don't do this. Maybe at one stage I would have done that, but then I came to the epiphany and revelation with this denial thing that if I really love them, it's not me sitting on the football pitch at Carolina and going, oh, my sons, I love them so much. It's me making the necessary changes. You need to understand, sitting and missing somebody or desiring to be with someone is not enough to make you change. Remember, that's not enough. You need to understand if you truly love someone, you need to make sacrifice. You need to allow yourself to go through things. You need growth in your life to show real love towards those that you say that you love. Oh, I miss them. Okay? Like, I miss my mommy and my daddy, or whatever your vibe is. But when you're eating your drug of choice, you're missing for hours. They don't know where you are. Huh? They don't know where you are, but you love them. Oh, I need to be there for them. Okay, alright, that's the truth. What about before you arrive here? See, the biggest thing that will cause change in our life is to be honest about where we're truly at. And it's not nice to look at yourself and go, like, was it nice to look at myself that day and go, okay, I say I love them, but I'm in denial here, man. What my intent is, what my feeling is towards my loved ones, and what I'm doing is two different things. I need to be honest about it. If I was unwilling to look at that, I would not be able to change it. And it's something difficult to do. Do you think it was easy for me to look at that and go, ooh? No, it wasn't, man. It was like, you want to like push it aside and say, no, that's nonsense. No, that's crap. No, it's the truth. If I leave my son standing with his little backpack on his back, waiting to go to creche, and I don't appear for the day, how the hell can I say I love him? That's the truth, man. I might have the feelings towards him, and if you try, I might give you a putting backhand if you try to hurt him, but then why am I not there for him? That's the truth. That's truth. And when you see that, you go, okay, well, obviously there's a bloody issue inside of me. So, go back and, no, change it, fix it, go through it. Remove the sentimentality, remove the feeling-based intent, and start being active through your action. Saying, for example, very big example, you guys might love this example. If if you in rehab, finish what you started for the sake of the people you say you love. But a lot of us get clever. Oh, I don't need to be here this long. I don't need this. I don't need that. This is not the place for me. Come on, man. Come on, guys. What are you willing to do to change? There's that saying I saw it the other day, and I think you've heard it before. You've heard it thrown around a lot, and it says if you want to have something you've never had, you've got to do something you've never done. Hello? If you want to have something you've never had, if you want to have a change in life that you've never had, or walk in a way that you never walked, you need to do something different to what you've ever done. So if you thought that way before, and you felt that way before, and now when you come to a centre and you think, okay, maybe I've missed it now, I have this feeling and this understanding, okay, and I can go. You're believing a lie. If you can't make a change in an environment like this, you're not going to make a change in an environment like this. There's a lot more for you to focus on. The beautiful thing about being in this environment, the beautiful thing, is that we force you to focus on the right things. We force you to focus. We force you to focus on yourself. We come here, we don't want to be here because of that person, and that rule, and that situation, and that ceiling, and whatever. We got all this. But the truth is, you don't like seeing what you see. You think it's that. No, it's yeah. How do I know that? Because some of you are in the same room as the other person, and yet you're fine, and the person isn't fine. That's how I know that. That's how I know that. Some people are perfectly fine and happy and making the changes necessary in the same place that you're in, that saying everything sucks, life sucks, people suck. It means the thing you're struggling with is not the situation you see, it's what's going on inside of you. That's what you're struggling with. Sometimes we need to understand that because of our bad choices in the past, that sometimes we don't have the character to love the people we say we love. Sometimes you just don't have that character. Is it easy to look at? You like that feeling, huh? It's a horrible feeling. But that's the very thing we run away of. That's the very thing we run away from every time. Okay, now, experience the feeling and realize, okay, maybe I don't have the character to be a good wife right now, or a good husband right now, or a good father right now, or a good friend right now, or a good brother, or a good sister right now. Maybe I don't have the character right now. But if I'm willing to go through what I'm going to go through, I will develop that character. So right now, I think that I love my sons more than ever before. Not that I never had the same feeling that I had 6-7 years ago. But now my actions follow. Because you're willing to go through what you need to go through. You're willing to see what you need to see. You're willing to change what you need to change. And the only thing that needs to change is you. The only thing that needs to change is you. Not your spouse. If only my kids behave. No, nonsense. If only you behave. Because when you behave, then you can see clearly enough to help them behave. I love my mother, but I just robbed her. Some of us laugh. Don't laugh too loud, guys. Some of us don't understand that situation. I'll never do that. By the way, for those of you sitting here and you've never done that, if there are any of you sitting here and think you've never done that, if you don't change, your time is coming. I remember from when I started from a young age, teenage years, and all the things that when I ended up in rehab, or I ended up in situations where I was confronted, the thing that you, and we're guilty of it. At least I didn't do that. For those of you who are brave enough to admit it, the things that you said a few years ago you've never done and you were proud of you never doing it, have you started doing it? Yes. At least I've never stolen. Okay. Carry on using, carry on being dysfunctional, carry on, because your dysfunctional behavior won't be able to carry you anymore. You will need to make a means, a way. It's going to come. Sentimentality. He may express a lot of sentiment about mothers, old people, individuals, babies, animals, etc. Such nice people, man. Such a nice guy. Hey? You ever had that before? Nobody ever told you, yes, you're such a nice guy, or you're such a nice girl. Yeah. You're not, that's not you. I mean, I went through a stage when, about 11 years ago, I said a nice group of friends, we fight a bit of a dilly, like a proper dilly. A nice group of friends, like got it together, row, that's what they were attending. I was obviously the odd one out. But obviously those are the people I was playing football with. I just used for soccer team. And then I went a bit dilly. I didn't need too much detail, but I went a bit, obviously dilly went from dilly to using like a main thing again. So it stopped for a while. And they come to me and say, and I get into a situation at the club, and they say to me, but Ralph, that's not you. And I remember listening to them at first and going, oh, no, it's not me. Not me. No, most of the guys don't talk to me anymore, by the way. But I'll tell you why. Because one day they did the same thing again and I lost it. I said, it is me. And I told them to piss off. So yeah, you need to be honest about where you're at. Okay, it says here, but the sentiments are not backed up by responsible caring behavior. Me, when I teach denial, or I speak about denial, one of the things that brings you out of denial is to take responsibility. Understand? That's why I'm saying sentimentality and denial can almost go hand in hand. It's a fruit. It's a fruit of denial. Because you feel this way, but your responses don't say the same thing. It says the people he loves are often those he hurts the most. Right? You know, wonder why. Watch now. Why? Why are the ones you often hurt the most? And are often the people who are easiest for him to control and dominate. That is why. That is why. And that's why when you really go like ape concerning your usage, that's why you isolate, because you have no one more to dominate or no one more to manipulate. So you got to start. What do you call that thing? Hustle. So what's the compound there? You see compound. Yeah. Come for hustle. Let's see come for hustle again. Okay. Corrective. Learn to integrate sentiments by isolating, fragmenting them. In other words, look at them. In other words, take a look at them. Look at them. Take it and go. Like I did with my kids that day. And I said, oh, I love them. And then I was doing, but wait a minute, that's denial. Because I'm not being responsible towards them. Practice enduring care for others. Serve others. That's a big thing, man. Do you have any idea how powerful serving is? Does anybody have an idea? Submission. You like it? Submission, right? When you have a few grams of coke and try and be submissive. Not a chance. Have a lolly or whatever. Try and be submissive when you're using. Don't be submissive because you're too flipping high. You see, and that's not submission. That's just what's you call that thing? Bullshit. Yeah. You get that? You get it. Okay, scriptural application. We should love people and use things. That's not, see, watch it. It's principle based. Watch it. Love people and use things. What do we do as addicts? We love things. And use people. So basic. Have you seen it? So this is what it should look like. So if it's not looking like that, it means you're doing the opposite. So now you want to change it. So now do the opposite. That's what repent is, isn't it? Isn't repent say walking this way and you go, okay, nice stones, nice wall, but not the right way. And you turn around and walk that way. Isn't it? Repent. So now, this is the way you're behaving. It says in the scripture, it says, those who rob no more. Okay? I mean, use other words. Those that lie no more. So if we're utilizing, and we're manipulating, and we hurting those we love through our actions, stop it. You know that's one of the reasons why phone calls aren't applied straight away. The reason they give us phone calls immediately because they're trying to no. Because we know, and the thing is you don't know, that when you're on the phone sometimes the way you speak and the way you handle yourself, you cause your loved ones, the one that you've been hurting, to come and empower you. You manipulate them. But the reason you don't have the phone call for the first few weeks is not just to prevent you from speaking, it's to give you time to see those things. That's actually the real truth about it. A lot of the rules that you guys might not enjoy, we're not put there for the reasons that you think. A lot of the rules you don't like, if not all of them, are not put there for the reasons you think. Just so you know. So if you really want to know our rules there, come and ask. We should love people and use things. Never use people and love things. Sometimes people get things turned around in their thinking. Now look here, from the background we come from, we've got it completely mixed up. Colossians 3:12-14 says, put on therefore as the elect of God, holy and beloved, vows of mercy, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long-suffering, forbearing one another, and forgiving one another. Are we like this when we are on a dysfunctional behavior? In any way. And even if we are humble, maybe towards certain people in the street that we must be fear, it's false humility, by the way. It's not real humility. If you could, you wouldn't, if you weren't going to get something out of it, you wouldn't actually treat the person like that. If any man have a quarrel against any, even as Christ forgave you, so also do you. And above all things, put on charity, love, which is a bond of perfectness. This is not talking about cheap, superficial love. A lot of our relationships that we're in, it's cheap, superficial love. It's lust. There's this word in the Bible that's called inordinate affection. Ever heard of inordinate affection? Inordinate affection. It's in Ezekiel and it's in Colossians. And it's talking about a relation. It's obsessive. It's obsessive, but it's inordinate because it's completely based on lust. Let me be straightforward in the camera. A lot of times the relationship, every time you're not fighting is winning. And then you fight for a while, and then as soon as there's any type of responsibility taken, or any form of consequence because of your behavior, then you guys are at each other, you want to kill each other. Right? Stealing from each other. Or whatever you're about. The fruit of love, the fruit of the Spirit is love. Galatians 5:22-23 tells us. So many guys in prison. You think, I'm in prison, okay. Some of you might think you're in prison. Guys, those of you think you're in prison or jail, I've heard people argue the point. I've heard people say, jail's better than this place. Really? Then you haven't been in jail. Do not want a genuine relation. Many people in prison do not want a genuine relation. And I circled it around because now it's how do I relate to it? How many of you wanted to stop in the past? You've gone through a phase, you think, yes, I need to stop this, or the next day you're going to stop. You're actually in a prison, aren't you? You're in a prison. Now, if you're in a prison, yeah, then it can go far. So if you're in a prison, yeah, so many guys in a prison do not want a genuine relation. So let me go as far to say that any of us that are in that prison or in dysfunctional behavior do not want a genuine relation. How can you say that? I'm telling you now, it's fact. See, the thing is, when we're in addiction, when we operate in dysfunctional behavior, we are predictable. So no matter how much you argue, no matter how much your sentimentality feels the opposite to what I'm saying to you right now, the fact is, if you're operating like that, if you're operating from a place of intent, your intentions, wasn't my intention, or a place of that's the way you feel, you're predictable. Done. You are predictable. And if you guys, especially the guys, you like being predictable. People don't like being predictable. You want to be unique. You want to be the first one to think of. If you're behaving like this, if your reference points are from this place, you're predictable. They would more likely be frightened off by a genuine relationship. So after the genuine relationship must be freak you out because you've got to take responsibility in a genuine relationship. So if you're a genuine relationship with your loved ones, guess what? There's responsibility from your side. Do you want to be a genuine father, a real father? There's responsibility from your side. If you want to be a genuine son, a real son, there's a responsibility from your side. Take your age into consideration, you'll know what your responsibilities are. If you're 10 inside, you'll know why you're taking away from them so much. Because you're 10 inside. So your responsibility then will be to stop being 10 inside, grow up to the place where you should be, and treat your mother or your father according to your age. That is because they have this problem of insincerity. How do you know someone's insincere? Is if they say one thing and do another thing. Okay? When you promise your girlfriend of the time, I think I've told this example before, but I'll give you an example. Years ago, this lady in my life, and she was very upset with me because of my using. So I promised her I wouldn't use. I'll go through like a day or two of not using. Okay? And then you're at the house and you're about to go home. And you're about to go home, and your commitments, your thing, your lover, I love you, babe. Don't worry, I'm going to go home, behave myself. Yeah? And you get in the car, and you're driving home, and you come to your turn off, and then something inside you happens, and it's actually still genuine. You think to yourself, and I said, I'm going to go visit a friend quickly, and I'll go home. I'm not going to drink or anything. So it still sounds genuine, doesn't it? Still sounds sincere. Look, I promised her that I'm not going to use, I promised I'm not going to do these things, but now, somehow your brain, you become predictable. End up at the place, and guess what happens? You come back, not that night. And you break your promise. And you have this huge fight about it because you were genuine about your work that you work at blessing. But understand something. What must I look at? My intent that evening when I spoke to her, my intent when I was on my way to visit a friend instead of going home, or should I look at my action?
Your action.
100%. Look at your actions. Despite the way I felt when I spoke to her, because that moment when I spoke to her, I meant it those years ago. I really meant it. I wasn't sitting here going, I'm lying to you, I'm going to catch you up. No, I actually meant it. I meant that. But as I watched my actions, what's actually inside of me, I ended up where? At the very place where, even though my intent wasn't to go there to use, My intent was to say hello to my friend. I ended up using, so my actions tell me actually where I'm at. So I am not sincere. Okay? I wasn't sincere. But I meant because you meant it doesn't mean you're sincere. It's what you do. It's what you do that counts. I like that saying that there's this proverb or this saying that says that we as people like to judge people according to their actions and judge ourselves according to our intent. It's almost something similar, yeah? This thing about things and people. Like, love people, not things. Right? Same thing now. So how about the world changes it around? And you start judging yourself according to action instead of your intent. Then you can make the change. You want to be a different world? They can only turn on the love language in a letter or only for a couple of hours. Eh? Those few hours where everything's just fantastic. On the visiting yard. On your weekend. Eh? On the phone call. What do you think it'd be like if we allowed an hour, half an hour, like any time? Phone calls from 12 to 4, chat as long as you want. How long do you think you'd be able to be sincere for? Ask yourself the question. How long could you be sincere for? How long could you be responsible for?
Not long.
Oh, there's one person being honest.
Let's experiment.
For you? No. Sentimentality will kick in very quickly. Because you feel sorry. Feeling sorry doesn't mean you're sorry. That's on camera. Anything beyond a few hours is difficult for the insincerity to handle. How? That's not me. Of course. Love is used as a tool to manipulate people. Love is used as a tool to manipulate people. Also another thing, it says that women use sex to get love. You know that?
Yeah.
Ow. Men use love to get sex. So what do they mean by that? That we will say, even though our intention, when we're thinking, we're not thinking, okay, I'm going to say it to get something out of her. It's the way we wired if we're insincere. And vice versa. So you normally find when something's happened, they expect the boyfriend to love them. No, it's not the truth. So the problem is insincerity. Romans 12:9 says, let love be without dissimulations. I like that word. It's a heavy word. Let love be without dissimulations. Okay, what do we mean here? It says dissimulation means hypocrisy. What we say and what we do are two different things. We say we love you, we won't do it again, but we go and carry on doing it. We say we're not going to go out and enjoy, but we go out and enjoy. It's hypocrisy. I love my kids, but then I go spend their crash money on drugs. It's hypocrisy. Let love be without dissimulation. So you need to change it. Insincerity, not real, wearing a mask. Some people make a pretense of love, but do not really love anyone. Going back to Galatians 5:22, reference. The real correction for this thinking area is to be filled with the Holy Spirit. Now I get that from it. Only the Holy Spirit. When one yields to his filling in their lives, the first noticeable change will be the elimination of insincere love. I think all of us would like to have real love. How do you know you have real love? It's through your actions. If you really love someone, it's through your actions. If you really care for someone, it's through your actions. It's not telling them 55 times a day you love them. Me phoning my wife and my kids and telling them I love them on the phone. Me telling them I love them on the phone doesn't mean as much as me picking up the phone to phone them. The action of me phoning them to tell them, hello, how are you? I want you to know I love you, is more than me actually telling them I love you. Understand? That is more important, not the word. It's what I'm doing, my action to get it across them. The fruit of the Spirit is love. There will come brokenness and then a flood of genuine love. He's available to you. He is available for you. Just ask. Remember, he's a gentleman. He's a gentleman. He's there. He's around. He's available to you. The process to get there, but he's available to you. The process here, for example, Romans 12, verse 2. I believe that when you come in here and you get it, an immediate change can take place. And many of you say that, look, I'm finished, I want to use again. It's all fair and well, but understand, if you're not renewed your mind, if you're not renewed the way you do things, if you're not strengthened the character, it won't be enough for you with that feeling of, I'll never use it again. I've heard many people say, I won't do it again, I'll never use it again, I'm over it. I've had people come here for 24 hours, and the next day they've had the epiphany, and they say to me they've just come here to meet God, and everything's 100% fine, they can go home now, but you need to understand, because of our dysfunctional behavior, our minds, our souls always side with the flesh. Always. We'll side with that feeling of sentimentality, that feeling of I love you instead of the action of I love you. So it takes time to change it. Romans 12, verse 2. My favorite scripture. Some of you know the scripture? It says that, do not be conformed to this world, this age, fashioned after and adapted to its external, superficial customs. We should read and amplify if you're wondering why. And be transformed. How do you transform? By the renewing of your mind. It says here, be transformed, changed by the entire renewal of your mind. Can I ask you something? If you get an epiphany out there, and you got a lot of things to still do, how hard is it for you to change how hard is it to renew your mind? You got to focus on this, and focus on that, and focus on that. Now you come to a place like this, it's actually a blessing. So the only thing you need to focus on now is you renewing your mind. Do you know that? That's all you have to focus on now. It's hard, eh? It's difficult. So now let's remove the environment and put you in a normal environment. Difficult. And it's new by its new ideals and its new attitudes, so that you may prove for yourselves what is the good and acceptable and perfect will of God, even the thing which is good and acceptable and perfect in the sight for you. Romans 3 verse 8. Oh, I know Romans 3 verse 8. There's a very funny scripture. It's 13. Let's see. 12. 3 verse 8. Don't go there. I'll just read it like, well, heavy. So read it to you. It says here, and why should we not do evil that good may come? Wow. I was like, woo, that's not going to go down very well. Take us back. What's he teaching us? So it's Romans 12. It's continuing in the same scripture. I shouldn't have moved on. The same one. Verse 12, verse 2 on 3. For by the grace and merited favour of God given to me, I warn everyone among you not to estimate and think of himself more highly than he ought. Not to have exaggerated opinion of himself as his own importance, but to rate this ability with sober judgment, such as according to the degree of faith apportioned by God to him. For as in one physical body we have many parts, organs, members, and all these parts do not have the same function or use. So we, numerous as we are, in one body in Christ the Messiah, individually we are parts of one another, mutually dependent on one another. Now, imagine, I know sometimes happens with us when we book out that it's like our intent is to go do this, but because we're so hard, we want to go to work. We want to go to work next day. So imagine the hand fighting the foot. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine the foot saying, "No way, hand. I know you want to get that off the table, but I'm not going to take it to the table." Imagine that. Eh? Can you imagine the ears telling the eyes, "Listen, man, I don't care what you say, I'm watching the movie, you don't have to..." Imagine fighting each other, the stuff stops listening, and the eyes are watching the wrong thing, so your eyes are watching that, and your ears want to watch the movie, and imagine that. But that's what we do. We understand that if we're not operating in love, we will become selfish. We split the body. We draw the body away. For example, if you're a family unit, you're actually a body. So if the father's running around doing this and running around doing that, and the mother's there, it's exactly what's happening. The hand and the foot are fighting. There's disunity. What does the Bible say about disunity? House divided against itself cannot stand. Can't stand. Now, how much more now if you have a sentimentality thinking in it, and what you're saying and what you're doing are different? How can this house stand? Is your house standing? Who's here for good behavior? Anybody here for fantastic behavior? It was just by mistake. I remember years ago, this poor guy got called. I think he was just about to light the thing, join it. It was just about, and the family called him, a bunch of buddies. 6 months time. They didn't care, and we believed him. He was the first time he smoked. The first time he was, and they called him. They put him in rehab for 6 months. Done, finished. Well, he's not doing it anymore. I tell you now. It's over. A house divided against itself cannot stand. Now ask yourself the question, the reason your life is falling apart is maybe because your house is divided. What you think and what you do are two different things. What you listen to and what you look at are two different things. Where you want your feet to go and what you want your hands to do are two different things. Who's causing that? Who causes that? You do. We cause it. And it does take an effort. It does take an effort. If your eyes are squint, you need to get them back. It takes effort. Okay? If your intention and your actions have been different, why don't it take an effort? Now, can you rely on your sentimentality? Can you rely on being sentimental to make the changes necessary? No. So why do some of us rely on the sentimentality thinking area to decide how long we'll be here for, or how much we feel about our families, or how much we feel about... Why do we allow that sentiment? Why do we use it as a basis of us making change in our lives? Isn't it crazy? Isn't it crazy? It's mad. It is, it's mad. Absolutely crazy. So if you know that you're here because you have made mistakes, and because you've not been what you should be to those around you, and this is a consequence to your actions, how do you take responsibility? By negotiating your way out? By negotiating your time in? No. If you truly love someone, it's through action. If you truly are sorry, it's through action. Not you telling him 1,000 times on the phone that you're sorry. It's not you on the weekend saying, hey mommy, I'm not going to do this anymore. It's not enough, guys. It's not enough. Amen? Understand? Have you sentimentality towards those you love? Or you genuinely love those you so love? Let me tell you something now. All of us sitting here, it says the sentimentality, the thinking area towards the ones we love. You need to make a decision today to make the necessary changes to show those around us. To see them. Okay. Father God, I want to thank you for this opportunity to speak about this particular thinking area, Lord. I know that the majority of us, if not all of us, have been caught up in this thinking area. And I just thank you, Lord, that we're able to look at what we need to look at. That we can look at the mirror and see what we need to see. And remove what we need to remove. And it can be a painful process, Lord, but the reward of it is eternal. In Jesus' name. Amen.